Happy Wednesday. We are in the middle of the third week of me, Larry Becker, helping photographers be better at photography. I'm just helping photographers all kinds of different ways. And excuse me, in week 3, which is what we're in the middle of right now, I told everybody that I would help you with video, help you not to do cinematography and stuff like that. Hey, Kevin, thanks for coming by. I'm not teaching how to do indie films and stuff like that. I'm just teaching how to be a photographer, stay a photographer, but do some simple video stuff so that you can use it to promote yourself and also to help clients. Hey, Sarah, thanks for coming in. So what I want to talk about today is there's going to be something that you're going to need to do as a photographer stepping into simple video, doing some simple video for your clients. There's something that you have to do to really help your clients and to make sure that they're really happy about the videos that you do of clients. And that's why yesterday I said the first thing that you got to do is do some of your own videos. Put yourself on camera so that you can promote yourself. So that's a twofold strategy. The first part of that is to get yourself out there. So use video, leverage video to promote and market yourself. But the other part of that is to get a little bit of experience being the person on camera. Hey, Steve, thanks for coming in. So be the person on camera so that when you are hired to capture talking head videos or simple videos like this, like live videos or recorded videos for your clients, and it's probably mostly going to be recorded, you're going to have the experience of having been on camera, so you're going to be able to help your clients be on camera. And I've got just a handful of cool little things that you can do to help you be better on camera. And some of this you see in other people when they're on camera, and some of it you don't even think about. So a few of these are going to be aha moments, and a few of them are going to be like, wow, I never really thought about it that way. But I've been on camera a lot over the past 20 years. I've been on National Association of Broadcasters convention, reporting and hosting, things like that. And we've had like 1 million live stream viewers. I've had hundreds of thousands of live stream viewers for Canon camera announcements that I've hosted. And I hosted things for Kelby and B&H. And so I've got lots of time on camera, and a lot of the early videos that I look back on make me cringe, because there were so many things that I did wrong and so many things that I didn't realize I was doing. Hey, Daniel, thanks for coming in. So I want to go through some of the things that you can do when you're very first getting on camera, very first getting used to being on camera. And some of these things you can use even if you're doing handheld vertical video, shaky cam from your smartphone, or doing something like this in an informal situation, but maybe recorded for later training and stuff like that. And by the way, all of these are being recorded. Yes, I'm doing them on my personal Facebook page, but I'm also republishing them here on my youtube.com/Larry Becker channel. And so if you go over there, all of the videos that I'm doing for the past 3 weeks, including this week, will be posted there, and you can catch up on any that you miss. All right, so let me run through some of the stuff that you're going to want to do when you first start being on camera. The first thing is you may want to work from a prompter, and you may want to work from notes. So before I was getting ready to go on today, I knew what topic I wanted to talk about, being good on camera or being great on camera, but I just jotted a few notes so that as I go through this and I'm talking, I'm going to go ahead and look at my notes, and my notes are just off camera. Now you can do it with a teleprompter. I've worked with teleprompters for a lot of years. And when I'm doing training or some specific message, a lot of times I'll work with a teleprompter. But when I'm doing these Facebook Live videos, I just work from just some scribbled notes. And so I've got some real quick notes on a notepad that's just off camera. So every once in a while, you'll see me looking just off camera. So I'm giving away one of my secrets, and that is work from notes. Now, the way that you can work from notes if you really know your topic well, just a couple of words will refresh your memory, and you can see what those, you can use the notes to keep you on track, do something like that. And the notes can be just below the camera, just above the camera, right behind the camera, off to one side, or something like that. So work from that, or you can work from a teleprompter. Now, don't get hung up on the teleprompter thing. And I'm going to give you a secret, and I've taught this before. If you have a teleprompter, what teleprompters actually are is they're the camera and then a piece of mirrored glass right in front of the camera lens. Let me see if I can do this for you. All right. So when you have a teleprompter, a lot of times the teleprompter has a mirror or a piece of glass in front of it. And so it's got a projector here, or I guess some kind of screen here, but it's projecting a mirror image so that you can have the see-through mirror right in front of the camera. So you've seen teleprompters before. I never use an actual teleprompter. I did when I worked at the Kelby Studios. I do for, national broadcasts when I'm on for the National Association of Broadcasters convention or something like that. Yeah, they have pro gear and teleprompters, and I've done that on television too. But I don't do that in my studio. What I do is I have teleprompter software on my iPad that's just below the camera lens. Now, here's the thing. You're going to be able to tell that somebody is looking below the camera if the camera is close to them. But if the camera is 6 feet away or further, so that's the magic number, 6 feet away or further, and then zoomed in to the person that's talking on camera, that camera, you can't tell if the prompter is just below the camera lens. So I've actually got some teleprompter how-to videos on my YouTube channel, which is right there. So go to youtube.com/Larry Becker and then do a keyword search on my channel for the word teleprompter. And I've got a whole training video. It's free. Whole training video all about teleprompters and how I do teleprompters and the setup. So you can use either notes or teleprompters. And as far as notes go, you could even jot them on like a whiteboard and have them just below the camera lens. But the key is 6 feet away camera, and then have your notes right below. One of the next things that you can do, and this is point number 2, to be great on camera, you need to be using casual language. Now, there was a time, and I'm talking about even if you're doing formal training, you should use casual language. And think about it this way. If you're learning from a dentist or a doctor about some medical thing, some dietary thing or something like that, and they have credentials and they're a physician or a chiropractor or somebody that's got some serious education behind what it is that they're teaching or talking about on camera. I've seen some attorneys do stuff, and oh my gosh, it's horrible when we all try hard to appear really educated by using large words. That doesn't help. When you use casual language to connect to the end user, to the viewer, you're using casual, simple language, making the topic approachable. If you are an attorney, if you are a doctor, but you're talking in normal, regular person language, people love that stuff. If you're already a doctor, you don't have to prove that you're super smart. You're a doctor. We all kind of get that. You're probably pretty smart if you're a physician, if you're a doctor, if you're a lawyer. You've been to school. You got your law degree. You've got your law license. You're probably pretty smart already. Now, make things understandable. If you use big language, that just puts people off. That just distances you from the audience. And so things like using simple language, if you can use fewer syllables to describe something, if you can use casual conversational language, you're going to be a whole lot better off. Now, this one took me a long time to figure out, and there's a little story behind it. But there was a situation where I was doing reviews of camera gear for more than a year. And I wanted to appear smart when I'm on camera. And I want to use language where I describe the camera and the features and functions of a camera. So I had a serious face and I would describe using big terms. Now, I'm not saying that it was wrong using the terminology that has to do with the camera. You have to use camera terminology when you're talking about cameras, especially in camera reviews. But you need to stop with the serious face and smile and become approachable. So here's what happened. I'm on camera. I'm doing camera reviews for a bunch of years. And the workflow was this. I would get a camera. I would test it out. I would write a review. Then the review would get sent off to B&H, to the technical writers and readers. And they would read my script and they would correct anything that was technically wrong. And I was even using some casual language in there. But I always had this really serious expression as I'm delivering things, delivering the scripts. And so they would correct any of my grammar or not grammar, but they would correct any of my technical stuff that was wrong. And then I would deliver that script that was approved because it was technically correct and it was still my opinion about a particular camera. And then that would become the review. Well, I was watching an awards show that my wife was watching on a weekend one time. I don't even remember what it was, daytime TV awards or something like that. And so she was watching that on a weekend and I see this thing and the guy that's presenting, there's no audience there. He's just presenting on a stage to no audience, but he's smiling the whole time. And I'm like, why is that guy smiling the whole time? But he was. And so I thought, okay, well, I'll try that. So I went into the office the next week, got in the studio. The scripts had already been written. They're approved. I'm doing the same thing I've been doing for more than a year. And this time, the only thing I did was I concentrated in my head that I'm just going to smile the whole darn time. So the whole time I'm giving this review, I'm reading the script that's already written. We're doing the same process, but the whole time I'm smiling and I'm talking through my smile. And I didn't tell my staff what I was doing. I didn't tell anybody on the camera crew what I was doing, but they're all like, man, what did you do this weekend? Did you go to a seminar? You're so much better on camera. And I didn't tell them what I was doing. All I was doing was smiling while I was delivering the exact same kinds of scripts I'd always done. And then it gets sent off to B&H for proofing because they would always proof and make sure that they're okay with the video. And they're like, man, this is a really good video. This is Larry's best review ever. And I'm a year and a half into doing this stuff. And they're like, this is a really good review. What are you doing? So nobody even noticed that I was smiling the whole time, but they did notice that I was better on camera. I seemed more relaxed. I seemed more connected to the audience. And all I was doing was smiling. And here's what I've discovered, and I've heard this from a number of people. When you're on camera and you very first start practicing this skill of smiling and talking through your smile, you feel like you're way over smiling, but you're not. And then the other thing is when you feel like you are smiling, the camera takes away a lot of it. So if you feel like you're smiling just a little bit, you won't look like you're smiling at all. If you feel like you're smiling a lot, the camera will take away some of that and you'll be smiling a little bit. So it's really this kind of mental exercise. You have to over smile. And I used to, when I was getting ready, when I was in the early days of doing this stuff and really focusing on the smile, I would get ready to go on camera like this. I would just go and just really stretch my smile muscles in my face. So that's a big one. So talk through your smile. I also touched on this point next, just a little bit ago. My next point is kill the big words. Multisyllabic words do not make you sound smart. They make you sound distant. I remember when I first started being on video, I wanted to be smart and I wanted people to think I was smart. And all I had seen all through high school and college were people on camera who were presenting like college professors. So I wanted to sound smart like a college professor. So I started using big words. That's where we would utilize larger grammatical statements. That's another way of saying using big words. So instead of the word utilize, use the word use and use contractions all the time. People, for some reason, when they get on camera, they start over-explaining and over-pronouncing. There's a client that I work with a lot right now, who in a script, and he's actually working from a teleprompter because he wants to make sure he hits all his points. And in the script, if there's the word the letter A, he actually says A. So there is a position available when we talk to a client and you're like, man, stop it. Start talking like a normal person. There's a position available when you talk to a client. That's how it should sound. But he's saying A all the time because he's reading and he's trying to pronounce the words, and he's enunciating, and he's got a background as a stage performer. So I have to talk him down from that and talk him into presenting as a, there I go, as a conversational person. The next thing is leave in some of your mistakes, little mistakes. Even if you're recording and you're editing your video, leave in some of the little spoken stumbles. It makes you approachable. It makes you a normal person. Don't leave in big mistakes. Don't say things that are wrong and leave those in and correct yourself. Just fix them in editing. But leave in little stumbles, little spoken stumbles in recorded videos, and it'll make you sound more approachable. The next thing is don't introduce yourself with your full name and your title. Here's what I mean. You see this thing that's right below me. It's got my name right here. Okay. And then a little bit of stuff about me. Right now I'm doing a series called Helping Photographers. That's a lower third. So if you're doing recorded videos, you should be using lower thirds. And the lower third, here's the beauty of a lower third. It has your name and it can have your title. Mine doesn't have a title in here, but you can have a title in there. And so when I'm doing videos where I explain things, in a recorded video or a training video, mine says Larry Becker, video explainer or video expert or National Association of Broadcasters on-air talent or something like that. And it's like your credentials. And I just come on and go, hey, it's Larry, and I want to talk to you about this thing. So all of a sudden I'm really approachable. I've just said my first name. Hi, it's me. I'm Larry. And then if anybody has a question, they can look at the lower third and see who I am, what my full name is, what my title is. And because we're used to watching TV news, nobody ever questions a lower third. So you put in this really good credential, and that's kind of like having somebody introduce you. But if I come on and go, hi, my name is Larry Becker. I've been on video for a lot of years. I have this experience and this and this. It sounds like I'm bragging, and people kind of tune you out mentally. But if you just come on and go, hey, it's Larry, and I want to talk to you about this thing, and everything's in the lower third, huge credibility and approachability. So you're doing two things at once. And then the last thing that I want to mention today about being good on camera, and there are a bunch of these little tips and tricks, but this one is open gestures. Now, right now, I'm set up where I guess it's kind of cut off right about here. But if I'm standing, I talk with my hands a lot. I talk, I gesture. Sorry about that. Didn't mean to bump the microphone. I talk with my hands a lot, and I gesture, and I emphasize things like this. But what you want to do is have open-handed gestures. You don't want to have your hands clenched like this in front of you. You don't want to do this. You don't want to do this. Even the Bill Clinton thing where he did this, not good. Not good to point. So you want to do open-handed, palm-up gestures. So a lot of times you might be talking to somebody and you might say, if you have an idea, so you would say it that way, open-handed, loose hand like this, palm up, if you have an idea. Now, this takes a little getting used to because if you're not used to being on camera, you would be talking to somebody and you go, hey, I've got an idea for you. But it's body language that's considered aggressive or tense or something like that. And so when you're talking with your hands on camera, don't put your hands in your pockets. Keep your arms kind of bent at the elbows, a little bit loose like this. And then open-handed palm up gestures toward the camera if you're talking to the audience and you're saying something about you might be interested in this. So it's those kinds of things. So real quick summary, if you use a prompter or notes, it's a great way to go. You can just riff and talk off the top of your head, but a prompter or notes, good way to go. Use casual language. Talk through your smile, very important. Kill the big words when you're doing presentations. Use lower thirds to add to your credibility, your credentials, and introduce yourself with just your first name. A great way to go. And then use those open gestures and talk with your hands. But one quick tip about talking with your hands. I know somebody that did this. This person would talk with their hands and they would emphasize it seemed like every syllable, and they would talk with their hands like that. Is that annoying or what? So you can talk with your hands, but talk with your hands and gesture every once in a while, not all the time, constantly, stuff like that. So that's it. That's what I've got for today. One other quick tip. I want to make sure that you know about this. I've got a free ebook that I wrote, 6 Profitable Video Recipes for Photographers. It is a free ebook, and you can download it here. And the capital V and the capital R are important. So video recipes, that's what it is. You can take a screenshot of this and download it. It's free. So that's it for today. 6 profitable video recipes for photographers. You can get the downloadable ebook for free. That's all I've got. Thanks for coming by, Kevin. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for the thumbs up and the hearts and the shares and stuff like that. And absolutely feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions at all. My email address is hilarry@. Thanks, Kevin. I will. You have a wonderful day too. hilarry@larrybecker.tv, not a .com. hilarry@larrybecker.tv or larrybecker.tv. That's it for today. I'm going to upload this to YouTube, where I'm uploading all of them. youtube.com/Larry Becker. You can watch all the videos over there. Thanks again for coming by. Have a great day.